Hello traders, welcome to today's video. Bitcoin's still looking very good here. So there have of course been a couple of opportunities for little short positions. I have mentioned in the last videos that I'm not really looking for shorts right now, but of course on Friday we did take out this internal high coming into this little single print that was created off of our previous all-time high with the correction there. But I am expecting another all-time high probably today or tomorrow, certainly this week. I do think things are looking very nice here, and yes, definitely looking for higher prices. Of course, over the weekend it was relatively slow. We had some decent movement from altcoins. So I've been talking about the alts that I'm in at the moment. Of course, Pepe getting a really decent move last week. Tons of other stuff. All the meme coins seem to be pumping, and Solana at new all-time highs. So everything is kicking off, but certainly not a time to be FOMOing. There's plenty of opportunity out there, and yeah, at the moment it's just relatively straightforward to be trading, to be buying when there are any dips, and everything at the moment is continuing to resolve higher. Also, this week we don't really have any news. So, of course, last week we did have the CPI and the PPI, which caused some short-term volatility, of course, ending up with higher prices. We did have a very decent pullback on the NASDAQ and on the ES, which Bitcoin wasn't really too bothered about. I did speak about this last week, is that news or data isn't really going to affect crypto, I'd say, for the next few months at least. Okay, this is crypto's time right now. It's certainly Bitcoin's time. And yeah, don't be too concerned with what's going on economically, because crypto is going to do its own thing now. It's that phase of the cycle. But anyway, technicals. What do we have to talk about? So locally, okay, I'm going to start locally. Things have been stepping up really well. So every time that we've created these 30-minute gaps or 30-minute OBs, they have been holding, and we've continued towards higher prices. Now, we have had this internal price action for the majority of, well, the last few days here. We did get that high put in early last week, and then we've just been chopping around here. But I am, like I say, expecting higher prices. And when you do look at where we have these little gaps that form and these little 30-minute OBs, you can just start to draw them on the chart and just see, okay, we've been holding this one. You've got another little gap with an OB below there. We've been holding that one. You've got another little gap with an OB here. You've been holding that one. We've got another little gap with an OB here. We've been holding this one. Okay, and everything is really just stepping on higher lows consistently, and then we're going to make another higher high, I would expect. What we also have here is we're holding nicely outside of our monthly value area. I'm going to keep that one on there actually, because that was the first one that really set off this trigger of moves higher. We got our monthly value area high. And also, if we zoom out and look at our monthly VWAP, okay, we can see that we flipped that monthly VWAP and have consistently been holding outside of that value area for the majority of this month so far, also holding moving averages and also getting that move. I know this was over the weekend, but over the weekend that move to test into that POC, that weekly point of control, whereas now the previous week points of control, and we're having another similar start to the week that we did have last week. Of course, last week we were consolidating towards over the weekend, and then we had the weekly open, move up, a continuation, and what we're seeing so far is that move up, and at the moment seeing that continuation. Yeah, just looking for some ways. If we zoom out and let's look at maybe the bigger picture here, then I'm going to open up the BLX chart. Is it the BLX chart or is it? No, I'm going to show you this one very quickly. Okay, so this just gives you an idea of, well, where we are right now, which is at like these macro fib expansion levels. So from our previous correction, we do know that we're within that 1.618 to 1.702 zone, okay, that 89 to 91 region here. And we're also, from our previous all-time high to those bear market lows, we are at that 1.382, which again is around this within this pocket. Okay, so we have this confluence here, which is why we were looking for a temporary slowdown before continuation higher. The next level that I think is very clear is, of course, 100k. That would be our macro 618 to 702 once again. And also, I think if we do add the 2 onto this, we'll just find it. We'll just put a 2 on there, right, then that does end up, oh no, it's a little bit lower, but just below 100k. So you've got that 98 to 102k level, which is maybe the next pit stop that I would be looking for if we do see more continuation higher. I'm not thinking that it's going to be a very clean, easy move through 100k. There will, of course, as and when we do get to 100k, it's going to get choppy, it's going to get pretty sketchy, but I do think that we are on our way there very, very soon. And also, when you do look at the timing of what's going on in the market, things once again are like we're very, very early, I believe. So when you look at our fibs, like fib time levels, they're actually lining up pretty decent as well here. So of course, when we had our previous, the all-time high from 2017 to the bear market lows in 2018, you can see we put in an initial high around about that 1.618. Then we started to break out on that 2.618. We had this, of course, we had COVID crash, which meant that everything maybe started from a much lower point previously. And of course, we're at a much, much higher point, having broken the all-time highs before the halving and all of this kind of stuff. But we're really between that 2.618 and that 3 level, which is when things really, really started to pick up here. So at this stage in the last cycle, we'd only just taken out the previous year highs. And then we started to squeeze from there. We got this little consolidation, but then it really was continuation there up until basically you reach the 4 from this fib time level. And that would take us all, well, basically towards the end of next year. That would be the very end, 29th of December 2025, which would coincide with the timing of where our previous all-time high was before, of course, going into this cycle. So yeah, when you actually have a look at this, at how early I still think we are within this cycle, there's absolutely no reason for myself why we can't be looking at really, really quite significantly higher targets than where we are right now. I am very bullish. I think we are only just at the beginning of what's going to be, at the very least, 6 months to a year of upside. And there's going to be so much opportunity over the next, well, year, basically. I'm not going to go over alts. And I don't really think there's much more to say. I just think we're going to make another all-time high today. So that's all I really have to say. Yeah, like I mentioned this earlier, like there's no news this week. So yeah, CPI, PPI last week, FOMC the week before. There's no news. That's it. Let's just wait and see. I'll do some streams this week as well. I am in a nice apartment here in Kuala Lumpur now, so I will be able to do some streams. I've got very good internet. I've got a nice place to work from, locking into work, and yeah, some live streams coming up this week and more video updates and maybe some stuff, other stuff. We'll see how it goes. But thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.